Alright, hold on. So, overall though, with Pulp Fiction, I saw your score, but if you had to, like, distill why you gave that score into, like, maybe a sentence, what would you say? I try to forget what you said, actually. Oh, I think all I remember is, like, feet and ending.
3.5 is, I get it. That's my one sentence, is I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to summarize it.
I kind of get it.
Just knew.
Because, like, I think another thing you said, was, like, it's, like, the blueprint or whatever. Something like that.
I just said, it's like a trendsetter.
Yes, trendsetter.
Every other movie takes something from that.
Yes,
like the non-linear structure.
Yes, exactly.
Everything. I think it doesn't hit as much now because I've seen everything emulated in other media so much.
Yeah.
I can see why it hit because it's like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That was literally, so, like, I guess I wrote it around the 1 hour 52-minute mark. I wrote, this movie clearly set a precedent of how people like to approach movies when non-linear in their naming and stuff. Like, even, like, the titling and stuff, like, how they separate their things. Like, even that is taking very much inspiration. And then I wrote, people love taking inspiration from this movie. But yeah, I very much agree, where it's, like, especially because it's, like, some of his earlier stuff, Quentin Tarantino, like, it's literally his second film.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I could tell that it was very, not experimental, but very rough in a way, but also kind of what he wanted to do, if that makes sense. Because it's like, the non-linear is very interesting, and yes, it's now kind of overdone in some ways, but it's cool to see that, oh, this is where he started it. It was pretty cool for that. And, like, overall, I did appreciate, like, for a pretty early film, he used a lot of, like, camera work that I think that, like, if I was, like that would have been interesting to me as well, if that makes sense. Like, going, like, I feel like there was quite a few, like, longer shots, for sure. Like, I think specifically not the first time I know it, but one of the bigger notes was, for in the, when they started dancing. I think that's why I wrote dancing. Like, he kind of also stays on the wide of John Travolta taking off his shoes, and it's like like, okay, no, besides feet right, it's like, okay, he's kind of giving it room to breathe. Where did I write about this?
And it's also the fact that you're getting John Travolta, who hasn't been in films for a while, who's famous for dancing in films, and you think he's doing some gangster movie, and suddenly he's dancing.
Yeah, and doing it, like, in a very, like, almost cheesy way,
like,
as well.
It kind of lets you come to the conclusion that, oh, he is gonna dance. Because even when they're walking up on stage, I'm like, oh, this guy's not gonna dance.
Yeah, like, yeah. But then it also kind of fits the story as well, because it's like,
yeah, it still works.
He's doing this because he doesn't want to die. You know what I mean? He's like, I kind of also feel like I should probably put on a bit of show because I need to win this award, otherwise I'm kind of dead. No, you know what I mean? Because, like, he's like, God, if Mia doesn't get it, you know. But yeah, so, like, he kept that shot of, like, just basically, I think it's, like, not from the table, but, like, just, like, her saying their names into them dancing and going into them dancing. It's like, I feel like nowadays you could probably pretty easily cut a lot of this film out and it would still remain the same, but, like, as an early entry into his, like, film, like, his filming or whatever, it's like, oh, he's really it's very passionate, if that makes sense, where, like, there's, like, it goes from a lot of still shots. Oh, hey, Jess. It goes from a lot of still shots to, like, a lot of, like, handheld when it kind of needs to, and all that. I will say my first comment was 12 minutes and 40 seconds in. I wrote, man, Quentin Tarantino and his feet, man, far out. She's making the exact same comment of, who did your channel art? OMG. Gee, I wonder.
Wow, it looks so good. Can you shout him out? Who did it?
I think if you do, I don't know if I still have it, but I think if you do shout out, like, exclamation point shout out, it might. Yeah. By the way, there you go.
Let's go.
There you bloody go. So, There you bloody go. I'm telling you right now. All right, I got the shout out down. Make sure to use it. Oh man. What else? Okay, I'm just gonna start kind of going through my comments as well. You know what I mean? Because this is essentially my train of thought during the movie, which was once again, man, Quentin Tarantino and his feet. Not his feet specifically, but him like that foot massage thing.
Yeah, I did say in my review that my immersion, especially in the first half, really was broken by the amount of feet.
Yes, and also, all right, that's cool by the way, Jess. I will say, I think that back in the day, it would have made more sense for them. More sense for him to kind of self-insert. But looking back, I'm now watching it and seeing Quentin in his own movies. I'm like, this is so noticeable, man. Like, it kind of really takes me out of it. And like, I think I read some.
Because I'm like, that's Quentin.
That's not the character. Yeah. And then, I mean, okay.
Like even John Travolta, I'm like, that's not John Travolta.
Yeah, exactly. But like for him specifically, being him like the own self-insert, it's like back in the day. I'm assuming, obviously, yeah, it's his second film. You can definitely get away with it, but like on the rewatch, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because he very much sticks out. So it's like,
and he looks the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's just Quentin Tarantino. You know what I mean? Like, even for like John Travolta and stuff, it's like, whoa, that's like, look at his hair change, whatever. Quentin Tarantino, like, that's basically the exact same person. And I listen, like, the comments surrounding him and like, you know, people being like, is this guy racist? Like, what is happening? I want to be honest. There are so many times where I'm like, I feel like that wasn't necessary. Like the use of the N-word.
But that's like everything. Like even the graphicness of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you know he didn't need to do it, but he's doing things so that people talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. That's fair. But
I feel like everything's shock value.
I guess, and I was about to say, in a way, I think everything is kind of meant to be a bit gratuitous in that way. Where it's like, just kind of reveling in it.
Kind of horrified.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. But yeah, like one of the first comments I made was 18 minutes in with the first scene with Samuel Jackson, and I said the amount of memes birthed in this scene alone is insane to think about. And then I kind of like, as I was watching through the movie, I was like, wow, this movie is kind of memed. Not like meme, but like a lot of memes have developed from that. And you can kind of like see its pop culture relevance in that way, if that makes sense. Because it's like, oh, like people love this movie, and that's why you see a lot of scenes from it now. Like, English mother, do you speak it? Like, I don't remember asking you to say a goddamn thing or whatever. Like, basically just every line, you know, that he says.
Yeah.
Very much thing. Oh, I should probably mention this at the end or whatever, but like, them setting up, once again, I love the ending because like them setting up as well why they're in those shirts, like at the beginning when they arrive at the club or whatever, and they're like, man, just don't ask. Like, once again, that is very fun. That's very fun storytelling because it's like laying the groundwork and stuff really early on, and then you kind of forget it because so many insane things have happened, but then at the same time it's still a mystery you kind of want resolved. So it's like that's a very fun storytelling technique, which obviously, once again, why people have done it. But yeah, that was like really interesting. I
won't lie, at the beginning I was bored.
Can I be completely honest too? I was, and okay, maybe I can, no, I shouldn't blame the Genshin update for this. I was kind of dipping in and out. I'm gonna be straight honest. Like, if you go back, because I recorded my viewing as well, I'll just be straight honest. Okay. I was like, like, there were a lot of times where I'd be like, I gotta go to the toilet. But, like, I would just go and I would lay on my couch for a little bit and, like, scroll something. And that's probably, okay, and I was about to say maybe that's very, like, 21st century Gen Z, like, short brain attention span to me. But, like, I sat through the entirety of Saltburn. I sat through the entirety of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Right? What, did you not?
No, it's just like, those didn't have, I don't know. You're still talking about modern movies.
I guess.
Modern movies are like so fast paced.
I guess. Okay, fine then. I don't know. What's an older movie that I can compare it to? I don't know. It just didn't hook me as much. I feel as like a lot of movies have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
no, I
you know
agree. I
movies.
think the second half really carried this movie.
Yeah, but here's the thing I will say is that
But you need the first half.
yeah. First of all, it's really funny that Uma Thurman basically says the line that I've been saying for how long, and I probably by osmosis probably got it from this because other people are saying it, therefore I'm kind of saying it. That's how you know you found it, when you can sit comfortably for a minute in silence. Like, the amount of times that I think I've said that in my personal life, but I've never seen this movie, is very funny because I don't think I've seen it as much in other media. If I might be mistaken about that, but it feels like this was like a very prevalent movie once again. So I'm like, oh, this is probably where, not where people get the idea from, but like where it kind of propagates a lot from. You know what I mean? Of like a lot of people that I watch YouTube of or whatever. Anyway, I also wrote in that scene, is that Steve Buscemi? Because I was like, wait a minute, is that Steve Buscemi? Do you remember their server?
Their server?
Did you notice this or not?
Their servers,
dude.
Steve Buscemi.
Okay. I'm gonna get copyright struck there, aren't I? Like, I can't do this, can I? I can't watch the. Hold on. I'm gonna search Pulp Fiction Steve Buscemi because I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure that was him. Dude. Oh no. Wait, is it? Hold on. Yeah, dude. Okay. Listen. Yeah, it is. It is. He's the $5 milkshake guy. He's the guy.
He is?
Dude, as if you... Come on.
God.
Hold on.
I didn't recognize him. I remember the guy. I remember the scene, even.
But, like, look at this. Like,
No. I remember the scene and everything. You're not... Oh, you are. Wait.
Here, look. Can you see it on Discord?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, look at this.
Hi, I'm Buddy. What can I get you?
Look at him. That's Steve Buscemi.
I know, but I wasn't...
That's fair. Because obviously you're also not expecting Steve Buscemi in that role. But I was like, oh my god, wait, that's Steve Buscemi.
Run to a crisp or bloody as hell.
And I was
in
like,
my head, Steve Buscemi's a lot older than he must actually be.
Well, I mean, he is old. So, because like he's pretty
young. But he
in
looks like pretty young there.
I get that. I think that he also just aged in a way where his older face is very iconic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I get that. Because, like, John Travolta is kind of John Travolta. Uma Thurman is Uma Thurman. So it's like, I kind of get that. And also, once again,
like
he's also a background character.
You know what I mean?
That's their what?
Era. Like, John Travolta was even earlier. But
yeah.
You know, most of what you see of them is from when they were younger. While Steve Buscemi, I feel like you've seen a lot.
Yeah, especially in, like, meme culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that. I actually get that. I get that. Man, can I be honest though? This is very random because we're talking about John Travolta. Like, his most iconic role to me, hands down, no short as anything else, it's Hairspray. Like 100%. That's
you're so biased.
Like, if I hear the name John Travolta, I'm thinking Tracy Turnblad. Like, that's it, like, without a doubt, that's where my mind's going. I'm thinking like, when I see a Christmas ham, like that's it. That's 100% what my mind's going to, because once again, I grew up on musicals, Hairspray, because of my sister. So like, it's really funny to think, but like, that's him to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't imagine. Well, I guess I do imagine him dancing to a certain degree, but I imagine him as Tracy Turnblad's mom dancing. You know, and that's really funny to me. That's like really funny to me.
Speaking of, I did say. I was like, one of my notes is John Travolta meant to be attractive here?
What's the greater context for that? What do you mean by that? Like, because of like his like stature beforehand? Or,
yeah,
like,
you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
And I'm like, is he in this because he was like the hot thing a little while ago?
That's such a good question.
Are they making him look bad on purpose? Or is this just how he is? You know what I mean? I want to know, what was the vibe for that?
I kind of get that. I kind of get what you're saying. Oh, that's really funny. Yeah. Because, like, he is kind of meant to be heartthrobby. You know what I mean? Especially, like...
Yeah.
So, like, that is actually a pretty decent question. I'm not sure.
And here, he is so greasy. He's so greasy.
He's pretty greasy. He's pretty greasy. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Especially because Uma Thurman looks great.
Dude, literally, hold on. Where is it? I said Uma Thurman Bob in this goes hard.
Right?
Man. Yeah.
I
get
also was like, oh, she's gonna die.
Dude.
And I was like, really? She died? That's it? Like, she's the cover for this?
That's what I was thinking.
I still think that. I still
Right?
think that.
Yeah.
She's not in it enough
Yeah.
for her to be the cover of this.
Right? That's why I was like, wait, what? Yeah, hold on. Before I don't want to I just want to keep going through some of the things. Because I think this comment's kind of funny that I wrote down, which is there's something about Quentin Tarantino that screams, "I've done every drug," or "No, that would mess with my art and brain. How dare you think I could do such a thing?" And I don't know, is that am I right or am I wrong? You know,
I think it's definitely the first one though.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I think
Because I think he needs to do every drug to get
to the art. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's something like weirdly like that I believe that it's the second one in my head where I'm like, I feel like he'd be so like pedantic about it. You know what I mean? Because he's just so, I don't know. But I also get the first one.
I think he's pedantic, but I don't think he thinks he's pedantic. You know what I mean?
That's
like he
probably
thinks
true.
He's chill.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. Oh man.
Speaking of the drugs, there was, I did not like too much needles. I cannot do needles.
I get that.
And there was a lot of needles. The first thing was like, I literally wrote, did not enjoy heroin needle scene. and then later it's like, nah, not the emergency needle.
Oh my god, Jess comes back and says again, OMG who did your channel art, OMG. God. Well, once again, exclamation point shout out. You can check out who did my art and you can make sure to get a discount for 10%. I think they're coming out with new stuff soon. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
Yay.
But yeah, one of my earlier comments was like, maybe I haven't watched. Can we also do this one? Can't we also do this one? Which one? Artist? Oh, I guess I don't have that set up.
Wow.
It's not like a universal one. I set that up myself, and I guess I haven't done that yet.
Wow.
First of all, I have literally shout out. You had it before.
You
though?
give her the artist tag badge.
Yeah, exactly. So when she pops up in
artist.
chat, people can know. You know. You had it before though.
Yeah, but then it should be exclamation point.
I think there's a chance that I think there's been multiple times where like my Nightbot either reset or I had it on another bot for some reason at some point, and then I decided no, I'm just going to use Nightbot, so then I didn't have thing anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I can set that back up pretty easily at some point. But yeah, or Rachel can apparently, because I think you can do that, right? That's like a thing you can do. I have no clue. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, one of my earlier comments, especially in the movie. Also, it's a pretty long movie.
Yeah.
When I saw it one time, I was like, Jesus. But yeah, I said maybe I haven't watched enough Quentin Tarantino films, but this is moving a lot slower than I thought it would. Once again, first half. Not even in a bad way either. Just especially Pulp Fiction. I assumed it would be more actiony, but maybe I'm just wrong about Quentin Tarantino. I also really wanted to keep writing Quentin Tarantino as QT, but then I kept just realizing, oh, that's just QT. I can't do that. My brain will not register that. So I stopped that. But anyway, yeah. So I was like, I don't know. He really lets you sit and shot sometimes. Once again, about the shoes and feet. And then I said not the feet again though.
Feet.
Yeah, there is like, okay, once again,
in the first half, you really just notice it constantly.
Yeah,
especially for poor Uma Thurman.
Dude, yeah, exactly. And I was like, because once again, I haven't seen this movie, so I don't really know where he establishes as much. By the way, my partner did say that they think Super is Jesus Christ. Oh no.
Megalol?
Don't. Oh, come on. It's because I think we were like calling a day or two ago. And like I was like closing my tabs, and then obviously I had a super vid up, and I was just like I played a clip for them being like, oh, can you understand anything that's going on in this Overwatch clip? And then Jess goes no, and then Jess goes, I think that my partner would find Super pretty cute, and I was like, really? Have you heard his voice? It's pretty grating. I can't lie. Once again, I love the guy. Have you never heard Super?
Wait.
Hold on, let me. Am I still streaming? Stop. Am I still streaming?
I don't know what he sounds like.
Cause I'm not gonna lie, like, especially when he was younger, he was pretty terrible. Like, it's just here.
Guys, I thought the first year was rigged. Thought the second year was rigged. And that, like,
let's fucking go. He is
like, I made my
Michael
tweet
Jordan
as a joke.
Thoughts?
Yeah. But I feel like if you're American, it's like, you know, normal.
I get that. But yeah, like, I think that, like, I don't know. It's so funny because he'll, like, watch old videos of himself sometimes and be like, oh my god, my voice. Why does it sound like that? And everyone's like, dude, you basically, like, you don't sound the exact same, but you almost sound deeper back then. He's like, I sound deeper back? No, I do not. And that was pretty funny to me. Anyway. Let me keep moving on. Not the feed again, though. Dancing. Uma Thurman, Bob, Bow Wow to Music is Me. Uma Thurman, Bob, This Goes Hard. No shot, she dies there. Wow, the changes scene are... Oh, yeah. So when she ODs at Lance's house, I was like, this is actually pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure it's a one-shot for, like, a little bit of it. At least, like, from the car... Like, I think from answering the phone to the car crash to going in to looking for the things, it seems like a one-shot, or at least it's shot as if it is a one-shot, which I was like, that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. And as well, like, it matches the vibe of what's happening. It's like, oh, it's now a bit like handheld camera. Oh my god, we're kind of like, we're freaking out. You know what I mean? Which I quite appreciate. The watch payoff, the end of that joke, I think is really good. I really thought that was pretty funny, especially in juxtaposition to the ketchup joke after Uma Thurman comes back to the house and tells, like, the son to catch up, you know?
Yeah.
And then that followed up by, like, Christopher Walken being like, he put it in his ass for 5 years. I was like, oh my god. That was really good. I quite appreciated that. That was pretty funny. The old dude. And I don't know, like, I think you could tell that, like, not that he was on, like, I don't know what his budget was, but, like,
the car was goofy.
Yeah, I was like, what a classic. I kind of miss it because of how goofy it looked. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an old method, but, like, I mean, they even still use it in, like, How I Met Your Mother and stuff, right? So it's like, you know, but, like, in what is classified as, like, one of those top 100 films of all time to watch, not that you can't have it, but it's just kind of funny that it's just such a classic. I don't know, and, like, it's just, I don't know, it was cool to see. I think that this was pretty interesting, the way that they, like, kind of show Bruce Willis's character, where it's like, usually when a boxer will not take the dive in a fight, it's like, oh, I'm doing it for like pride reasons or whatever, which he kind of did, right? But at the same time, he was still trying to, like, once he knew the odds were going up, he was like, this is my chance to run as well, which I thought was, like, a grimy, cool aspect, because it's like, I don't know at this point if it's, like, a played out thing, but, like, especially now, it's like, even, like, Daredevil and stuff, a lot of popular media, that's very much how it goes. It's like the boxer doesn't want to take the fall because, you know, their son or something is like, oh, I want you to do better or whatever, and it's like, cool. So that was pretty fun. Butch Wake Up into Fabian TV reflection was pretty cool. That was a cool shot. I feel like this is just me going through. I probably should have, like, succinctly wrote this down, but this is literally just train of thought. Dude, the thing with the GIMP, when they said bring out the GIMP, I was like, wait.
Okay, wait. I have to say my line.
Go ahead.
My one note for really, it's like, okay, Slay Queen really rocking the GIMP mask, and then like 5 minutes later, it's what the fuck?
yeah, exactly. I was like, literally my comment, I think you obviously can see it as, oh, it's a literal GIMP. That's insane. Because, like, once again, I just, like, wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? Like, this movie's going everywhere at this point.
They really used it.
Yeah.
They really stayed on that and everything.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, wait, like, literal GIMP. Like, that's just an actual GIMP. Okay, cool. And like I said, the next one is, what is this movie? Oh, man.
Yeah.
God. God. But yeah, N-word comment. But, oh, this is the thing that I think that I probably just think as well because of Zack Snyder. But the use of the fake slow-mo, I get that you want to use slow-mo, but it's like, when you do it that way, like in post, I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. It just takes me out of it. It takes me out of it. I will say Bruce Willis like slowly moving up in weapons to the katana. That was like a really good bit, I think. Like that was just once again very fun. So that was
It was
cool.
great. I think everything he did was great.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. And I don't know if I probably can't find it. I probably don't want to show it because it'll probably show too much. But the shot where there's the guy in the back, sorry, the guy in the foreground, and then Bruce Willis is still in focus in the back as he opens the door with the katana.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
Once again, like pretty not simple, but like it's just a great little like cinema technique or whatever, filming technique.
When stuff is happening in the background.
Yeah, and it's like you can tell once again that Quentin was just doing things because he thought they were cool. And I appreciate that. Like, I think that's very fun. I think that's very cool because it's like, yes, this is just a filmmaker having fun at the craft, and doing what he thinks will look cool. And I think that that's just fun. So I think that's pretty cool. I quite enjoy that. But yeah, this movie is weird. Oh yeah, it's funny though, like in a very insane way. Marcel, oh yeah, when Bruce Willis is like, so, you know, what happens now? And then Marcellus is like, well, I'm gonna make sure that this guy feels all the pain in the world for doing what he did to me. And then like Bruce Willis is like, no, I meant like, how about us, man? And like just the entirety of this conversation, it's just like shot almost as a normal conversation. And then Zed in the back is just like, oh, like he's just dying slowly. I was like, that's pretty good. I quite like
It was
that.
good.
I quite like that.
And he shot him in the dick. It was great.
Oh, everything was pretty great. Shot of the keys, once again, stuff that Quentin Tarantino does that I'm like, I enjoy that because you're just doing things that you enjoy, is like when you kind of get that just close up of the keys. It's like, not that it's not necessary, but it's like, okay, it helps give the film character. I very much enjoy that. But I will say, because maybe I've seen too many Django clips, but I thought it was going to be almost more stylized. But then I kind of thought about it in the way that it's like, this is his second film. I kind of get it. Like that, but like in the moment, I was like, wow, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. But like, I think back and I'm like, you know what, it was pretty stylized overall, and it's a pretty early movie of his, so I get it. 148, teaser the shirts. Yeah, I've already said that. Also, the bullet miss. Do you know this, by the way? Because this is like the only thing that I know about the film, which is like when the quote-unquote divine intervention happens with Samuel L. Jackson, the bullet holes are already behind them. Do you know that?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, so like that was like
By that point, I was immersed, so I didn't notice.
That's the only thing that I'll comment on, is that that's the only thing I knew going into it was, oh, there's a bullet hole mishap in this scene, which I'll be honest, kind of gave me just a tiny bit of spoilers. Because I saw the house in the beginning, and then I was like, oh, is this where are the bullet marks? So then I kind of knew that we were coming back there. But then
you were thinking too much.
Yeah, it was a little bit saddening. But at the same time, I will say, I think that it was great setup when already in their first scene, he says 3 to 4 guys, not including our guy. So it's like, surely there's another person. There's too many closed doors. He's going to burst out of somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're still, it's not like completely out of the blue. It's just, it's unexpected, but it could definitely be called. So it's like still fun for the audience. You know what I mean? I think that's
yeah.
I think it's pretty great. The nonchalantness of John Travolta being like, oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Oh, poor Marvin.
Yeah, he just copped it.
My guy. Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Dude, as soon as that gun went in the middle, I was like, oh no. Oh no, this is bad. And then it went off. I mean, I still was shocked.
Like I was expecting something, but I wasn't expecting the entire car to be red.
I get that. Yeah. That's fair. Which, once again, stylized. It's very much his style to have like someone get shot and they like blow back 10 meters or whatever. But yeah. This movie clearly set a precedent how people like to approach movies when non-linear and they're naming stuff, blah, blah, blah. Great camera work overall, though. I think it's great. I know it's early days, so it probably wasn't distracting back then, but man, Quentin plugging himself into his movies like this is so distracting. IMO at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Because I think without him, it would have been like that scene, I guess that moment.
Yeah.
You know, where they're like rushing to clear out the car and before the wife gets home, and like that was so great.
Yeah.
And having the, what's his name, the wolf, was it?
Yeah. I think it's something like that. Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I will say as well, like you said, it kind of takes you out because like it goes from like almost an intense scene to almost like a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it goes from a thing that I'm like, oh, this is cool, but now I'm just like, okay, I'm seeing. I was about to make a joke about National Treasure, be like Sadusky from National Treasure, because that's who that actor is to me. But anyway, Sadusky from National Treasure, like interacting with Quentin Tarantino instead of being like, dude, his wife's coming home. I'm now just thinking that's Quentin Tarantino talking right now.
There's no stakes after he appears.
In a way, because I'm just like, oh, okay, self-insert, fun. Anyway. And finally, we have the link to the beginning. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the ending. Non-linear is interesting. Having it tied together like that is just neat. I will say once again, overall though, like
I did like the ending.
I say all that, but like, I was thinking about it and I was like, would I give this a 4? And honestly, not for me personally. I don't think I would. But then I was like, am I really going to go down to a 3? And then I was like, no, it's not a 3. So then I was like, 3.5 then I think is the most reasonable. Because that's where it feels like it lands for me. But like you said, I understand why it's a 4 and above for people. Like,
yeah,
it makes sense, especially like for, I feel like a lot of filmmakers, this is probably very formative. You know what I mean? So it's like, I completely understand that. It's a very inspirational.
If I was watching this at the time,
then
I get it being a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. It just like, I guess it just kind of loses a bit of its spark in that way. I don't know. I might be talking out of my ass, but yeah, that's kind of why I landed on a 3.5 out of 5 at the end, which is basically just, when I recontextualized that to a 7, I was like, okay, that's actually pretty, that's decent enough. But yeah, I think 7 was a fine score, 3.5. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it being a 3.5 out of 5. I'm pretty happy about that. Well, yeah, interesting. You are right though, by the way. I don't even know if I'd want to watch, if like we were doing the film thing, I wouldn't want to make it a watch in cinema film, because like I was pausing obviously a lot to like write a lot of these notes, which was fun for me. But yeah, I don't think I could do that in a cinema, which begs the question, I wonder what's next. You know what I mean? Because that was very fun, I can't lie. But hey, we'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, wasn't that a ton of fun? But yeah, it was pretty good. I quite enjoyed it once again. Overall, it was pretty fun viewing experience.
Yeah, it's good.